fucking microchip.
No,
You can
use
just
your
fucking
eyeball.
use your just fucking. You can use your pube hairs.
They had a store in Ohio where you don't. I don't think you leave with stuff, but you just tell them what you want, and then they just send it to you. Like Amazon store.
Well, now they have like honor system stuff in airports and stuff.
Really?
Where it's like you go and you pick up what you get, and then you leave the money. You swipe your card, all this shit. There's no employees in the whole store.
That's crazy.
It's a little kiosk. You go pick up your chips, you pick up your drink, you pick up whatever you get.
People don't steal.
Your sandwich? Yep.
Wow. That seems like it's not going to work out.
I don't know. I don't know how these are working.
Probably better to pay someone $15 an hour to stand there and make sure you don't
just
steal.
Just one guy at least.
One guy.
But now I guess you can't, and I understand it completely, because what if the employee gets hurt, or what if someone gets hurt in the situation? But like, shoplifting is huge because now all these companies have policies to where it's like,
yeah,
if anything happens, you don't even say anything to the guy stealing.
You're not even allowed to stop them. You're supposed. People get fired for trying to stop them.
Don't even say like, "Hey, dude, don't fucking steal. I see what's in your fucking shirt." Don't even do that. Like,
wasn't there a story recently where a woman got beat up and then they fired her because she was trying to stop the shoplifters?
I mean, it's all liability thing. It's a liability issue, to where it's like that. The company doesn't want to be liable.
68-year-old
she got her job back.
Has her job back after she was fired.
Let's go,
Public
Lowe's.
outrage works. After she was fired last month for attempting to stop shoplifters at a Lowe's store in Georgia. June 25th, 3 suspects loaded over $2,000 worth of merchandise into a shopping cart, left Lowe's store without paying, police said. And I think she tried to stop them. I think they beat her up, too. Which is even sadder.
68-year-old lady.
Yeah, these guys are such pieces of shit. They beat up an old lady, and then that lady got fired.
That's
crazy.
I'm happy she got her job back.
Me too, but she probably doesn't want it.
I don't want to work at Lowe's anymore.
Yeah, she should
I
probably
want to work
sue.
at corporate. God damn it.
It'd probably be better if they sued her, or if she sued them. Right? She would have got a nice fat payday. That's ridiculous.
Suing is getting crazy too.
But in that situation, I'm kind of on her side.
Look,
I know my mom. I would tell my mom
not
to
even
sue.
your shit. I know it's not your shit.
Right.
But you have, I don't know, if you enjoy your job or your or what you do just a little bit. If you have friends at the store, if you have anything, it's like, you don't got to take that shit. Like, don't take that shit. I know it's not my shit.
Yeah.
I know it's, the big head shit.
Right.
But it's like you have an inclination to kind of like protect it. It's kind of like you do this every day. It's every day.
It used to be someone would always stop someone from shoplifting. There's always a security guard at a store to keep people from shoplifting. It was normal. Now people just run in large groups and they just snatch everything and smash glass and steal all the fucking watches, and everyone just has to stand
go
there.
out. You walk out.
You can't do that because it literally encourages crime because there's very little repercussions.
Yeah.
It's crazy that people are going with that. It's just, if you wanted to be a full-on conspiracy theorist, you would say this is someone trying to destabilize society, and that's the way to do it. The way to destabilize society is make things as lawless as possible, and then people will do whatever they need to do in order to bring back some semblance of normalcy. What do I have to do? What rights do I have to give up? What do I have to give up? I'll do it.
Well, you gotta submit to the one world currency, and then and then
for real, That might if you wanted to look at a long-term engineering product, you could a project rather. You could, if you had enough resources and you were clever enough and you planned this out enough, you could engineer the downfall of a society, and you would do it by infecting the universities and entrenching them in a ridiculous, unsupportable ideology, and then have people go out in the world with that ideology and think this is a rational way to live life and to run the world. And then while you're doing that, you're also setting it up so that you have less people get arrested for things, more people get released from prison for things. There would be a bunch of different ways that you could destabilize society. But one of the best ones would be to encourage crime. If you wanted to somehow or another you could do it under the guise of making it more fair for all these people that get arrested, making it more fair for, nobody wants to be racist. You just say it's racial injustice and just let more violent criminals out onto the street. If you wanted to destabilize society, it's not saying that prison reform isn't hugely necessary. It is, for sure. They need to do a way better job of trying to rehabilitate people as well instead of just incarcerating them.
Fuck yeah.
But letting people out that are violent criminals seems like what I would do if I was trying to destabilize society.
I think an easier way, here's what I would do.
What would you do if you were an evil dictator?
I would just shut everybody's shit down and say it was an attack from another country. If New York or LA collapses, the rest of the world follows suit. So we talk about a lot. Only like fucking 3% of your money is actually real. The rest is fucking a digital number. And we saw it with the banks collapsing, all these
and then they smaller, get bought up by bigger banks.
But the payout is $250,000. You're insured. Your money is insured for, you could have $1 billion in this bank. You're paid out $250,000.
And then where'd the rest of that money go?
Where the fuck did it go? All you need to say is if someone goes in or someone tries to order Postmates on their phone, just say, your card's actually not working. Your card's been declined. Everyone's cards get declined at the same fucking time. People are going to fucking cannibalize themselves within a week.
Yeah.
And just say it's not, we don't know who's doing it, but this was an outside attack.
Yeah.
All it takes is, because everything is so digital now, it takes just like you mentioned in Canada, where they're like, okay, people who donated to these guys are getting their bank accounts shut off. Imagine that happened to an entire major city.
Yeah. Well, have you ever looked into how vulnerable...
It would be anarchy everywhere.
Have you ever looked into how vulnerable the power grid is?
I know how vulnerable it is because in Utah, not even the power grid, but for internet. So, and a disgruntled employee took an axe to a box and shut down the whole fucking place. Is fucking, like, my whole entire side. I live in Cottonwood Heights in Utah, and